My name is Mark Miner. I am an investigative writer and author. In my travels, I've investigated many people and places. Watch as I seek out stories that are typically outside of the box of normal. I am the Seeker.
Okay guys, I'm at the Eugene Masonic Cemetery. So upon first walking in, I noticed this. It is uphill. There's a lot of uphill here, which is really weird. I've never seen a graveyard like this, but here's some signs. I don't know if I'm getting that correctly for you guys. It's like a landscape history. So, yeah, you can read that. But it's a pretty big cemetery. So it just has like historic landscape practices. You know, the wetland, dry fir forest zone. So just reading the rules here. It doesn't say I can't film. So here's what it kind of looked like in 1910 here. And here's the Skinners. Who are these people? The history of Eugene can be found in these 10 acres, beginning with Eugene and Mary Skinner, first settlers and city founders. All of the community's early movers and shakers were laid to rest here. A few of the noteworthy pioneers were Thomas Condon, John Whitaker, John Johnston, Catherine Davis, Thomas Hendricks, Malon Harlow, A.W. Patterson. They came here because it was the promised land. But here is the whole cemetery. So, and we are right here. So, I think I'm going to head this way to the right, but I want to read the rest of this stuff. So, here's the Mausoleum, which we're going to go to here pretty soon. Looks like you can go inside. But there's going to be a lot of interesting tombstones here. This is a Whitaker Crypt, the Garden Cottage, Memorial Overlook, and of course the entrance. So let's get to it. Okay, so you guys, this is all uphill. So be kind to me. I'm probably going to breathe hard a little bit. But as we go, we'll look for anything unusual. It's amazing how unkept these graveyards are. You would think, with it being historical significance, they would have better upkeep. And again, this graveyard is surrounded by a lot of houses and the university here in Eugene, Oregon. So you're gonna hear a lot of noises in the background. So here's the cottage they're talking about. Let's see what it says. Some of you see smoke. Oh, it looks like they're trying to fix the cemetery. Okay, and they're doing some work on the mausoleum. Check this out. One of the rules, unauthorized disbursement of remains. You know the rule was put there because somebody probably did that, which is really weird. Okay, so I think let's take this little path. I think this is a rather large cemetery, so I think we're going to be spending quite a bit of time here. So I do apologize for that. But the reason why I wanted to come here was because a lot of people say this place is extremely haunted. And I think half of that is because, you know, 50% of them are saying that because, one, it's a cemetery. It is, again, unkept. It's got access to college kids. It does look spooky. So that's probably where some of the reports are coming from. I'm going to take this path right here. It's like a little deer trail. Well, that sounds kind of weird to say in a cemetery, but because look at how all these weeds and stuff are in this. But here's a rather large one, and it's just overgrown. There's a lot of them in here like that. I mean, look at all these. And this is the pioneers of this town. So this is Frances B. Dunn's grave. She died in 1892. She was a civic-minded merchant. Oh wait, I think this is a guy. He arrived penniless in Albany and took a clerking job to pay his bills. 2 years later, he started his own business in Springfield. From this small start, he built one of the most extensive mercantile houses in the valley. Wow, way to go, guy. Wow. And you know, back then, it must have been really hard to start a business and, you know, get established. Probably a lot harder than it is today. This is a very, I'm going to say this is a very interesting cemetery. It's got a lot of graves that are, you would almost have to walk down in to get to. So if you guys see anything, let me know. Look at this gravestone. It's like just a big rock. That's so cool. So although we're doing historical research on this place, we're also here for another reason. But I think another reason why people say this is haunted, look at that gravestone. That is so cool. Is because it's a Mason, where a lot of Masons are buried. Oh, there's a lot of squirrels here. Can you guys see them? There's one right there. So if you hear like cracking and snapping, that's probably a squirrel. Anyways, Look, it's even got street signs. This place is so big. Okay, so that tree stone I just showed you guys. So this was the Woodman of the World, a fraternal benefit life insurance society founded in 1890. His monument features the symbols and inscriptions found on many Woodman of the World memorials. So this is the one right here that said all that symbolism on there. How you doing?
Hey, good.
Alright, so we'll move on to the next one. Alright. Here comes another historical. But look, see how it's all downhill? It's amazing why they put this on a hill. Is it man-made? So this is the memorial garden. Let's go up in. Okay. Okay. Let's get some cool seating. Let's check out the memorial garden. Bristows. Who are the Bristows? The Darwin Bristow family. Let's see. Yeah. Nothing really significant, but he's noteworthy. Here's one of those people they listed at the beginning. John Johnson. So he was born in Missouri, came out here, lost his mother and sister. He was 18 years old when he got here. Became a professor at the University of Oregon. Traveled around the world. Wow, became an educator. Good for him. So, kind of just checking things out. I'm feeling pulled over to this area. I don't know why. This graveyard is huge. Oh my God. So we are literally on top of the hill. And there are people here who are still buried. Oh my God. This guy was not, he was so young. Wow, Emery. Sorry to hear that you passed. So, hope you're in good place. Okay, I stand corrected. We are not on top of the hill. So, there's the overlook. I don't understand why that's an overlook, but alright. So let's get to the top of this hill. It's pretty out here though. Pretty because of the trees and the such, but it's still a little spooky. Oh, I think this is the edge of the graveyard. Yeah, it is. Looks like there was once a gate here. Oh, no. There's some graves right there. Wow. And another one. It's weird how they put these on. I'm guessing these graves go down quite a bit. They just haven't been unearthed. You can see how they can get buried. Okay, we're in an opening. Looks like they're putting mulch everywhere. Oh, and I'm out of breath. I'm so sorry, guys. There's another sign. The Stuart and Eliza Aiken family. God, they came here so young. This guy was 20. Huh. I guess back then you'd almost have to do everything when you're young. Oh yeah, so there are graves down here. It's a path. So let's go up here because there's another plaque. And the reason why I like reading these plaques is because you get to know these people. And I find that really interesting. Something that everybody might think about doing. So this is Andrew Patterson. Following the deaths of his wife and child in Pennsylvania, Patterson traveled to Lane County in 1852 in the Oregon Trail. So he was a doctor, and then he married again, got into politics, and became famous. Awesome. So, God, there's a lot of plaques here. The Parsons family came in the wagon train in 1853 along with 6 of their 10 children. Holy mother. Okay. Parsons settled on a donation land claim on the west side of Eugene in 1855. He worked for the revenue. He was also a merchant buyer seller of land. He was a kind guy. So 3 of their children are buried here. Yeah. So here's the Parsons here. Okay, let's go read these other ones. I'm kind of curious about this one. This is a big one. Fielding McMurray, born in Kentucky. Came here in 1851. Insane. He was elected county treasurer. Oh, he opened a school. Huh. Interesting. Okay. The Smith family. So this is the Smith family here. There's really not much to say about them, I guess. Not that it's bad. So these guys are Masons. Came here in 1851. He's a photographic artist. Well, then he should appreciate what I'm doing right now. So, practical photographs made on polished silver surfaces. Wow. Look at his. That is so cool. Was that his name, Stephen? Oh, he's Philip. Huh. So, we'll go to Frank Chambers. Let's get that cleaned off first. Wow. Look, all the chambers. Holy mother of God. That's a lot of them. He had a large family. Eugene Franklin Skinner. Oh, he chose higher ground because of the Indians. The Indians warned him about floods. Yeah. Wow. There's actually a picture of the house and stuff. Mary Cook Skinner, that was the first lady of Eugene. Wow. She was from New York. Could you imagine living in a big city like New York and then coming and living out in this rural thing? Must have been hard. This looks interesting. The Kroner family. He was born in the middle of the Atlantic Oceans. His parents were traveling from Germany and settled in Ohio. At age of 21, Kroner was a miner in California for a year, then moved north to Oregon where he established a grocery business in Albany with his brother. Then he came to Eugene and served as a fireman. He got married, had 6 children. He specialized in arresting bootleggers and moonshiners. Called them evildoers. Okay. So that's his grave right there. Oh, that's Maggie Kroner. Oh, that must be Dale right there. Huh. Alright, who's the next one? Banker and University Advocate. T.G. Hendricks. This is his. I'm not going to read that whole thing. Okay, I know I'm boring you with plaques, but it's amazing like this. Look at this. This is the whole family here. Just buried in this tiny, tiny little plot, like buried right on top of each other. I guess back in the day they had to kind of give some space. Charles and Janet Lawlier. There are a lot of plaques in here, so we're not going to go through each one. The one thing I'm noticing though, I'm not seeing a lot of Mason symbols on these gravestones, which maybe they were doing that on purpose. I don't know. But this is interesting how they got the whole... So they got their name, Thompson, and then there's somebody named Cooper in there. Who is this guy? Oh, he was a prosecutor. The little wildfires that's still growing on there. It's so cool. Mary Putnam, why does that sound familiar? The first University of Oregon female faculty member. Maybe that's why it sounds familiar. I don't know. So maybe we'll find some with the symbols. Teaching career. Hi guys. We got a very old stone one here. Oh, this guy. Edward Mcclanahan. They called him Lord Chesterfield due to his dapper dress and long white beard. Oh, that's cool. He ran a stage line between Eugene and Oakland, I guess that's Oregon, 60 miles to the south. Wow. He self-taught himself through school. Huh. He rented pleasure boats along the mill race to university students. Wow. He was an entrepreneur. Alright, so I still want to go down there to the mausoleum. And I wonder why people are putting so much stuff on this grave. Must be new. Oh yeah, he just Donald Logan Tro. Born in 2003, died in 2021. God, he just passed away. Wow. He was 18 years old. That's so young. That's amazing. I hope you're in a good place, Connor. So, I don't know if some of you... Oh, hey, I want to go see that. I don't know if some of you know this, but I've lived in the Midwest. I'm not from the Midwest, but I've lived in the Midwest. Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas. And I have to say that their graveyards, cemeteries out there are immaculate. I mean, immaculate. And it just surprises me that most of the graveyards and cemeteries here in Oregon are not. So it just kind of looks like this. I understand being in a forested area, but it's kind of weird. And with this being the Mason, or Masonic, I should say, cemetery, I don't see a lot of Mason symbols. This is interesting. Let's go visit this one. Look at this. So this, Elena Winsong, that's what she looked like. I love that they did this to her for her grave. This is so cool. And Martin, are they related? Oh, Martin just passed away and is next to her. This is so cool that people decorated her site like this. Okay, so I should have got a wider angle of it, but this is a mausoleum, which is interesting to say the least. Maybe I'll get down a little bit and show you a wider view of it, because of its architecture. Looks very modern, very well painted, and interesting. Like, you can't go in it, but you can see all the people who are buried in here. So it says, this is John Whitaker, 1st Governor, State of Oregon, 1859. Captain of a wagon train to Oregon, 1852. Resident of Lane County. So let's go read his history a little bit. John Whitaker. His wife looks very mean. Okay. So they moved his family here in 53, settled on donation camp in Lane County. He donated a lot of his life to public service. 1st Governor, 1858. Became governor again. He was elected into the U.S. House of Representatives in 1878. Yeah, it just talks about a lot of political stuff. So her name is Nancy Hargrave. Married her in 1847, and they had 6 children. 5 of them buried in the cemetery. So the family vault, which is this one I was talking about, it once had a lead roof, which was stolen during the Great Depression. The thief was sentenced to pay a fine and spend 30 days in jail. But it's brick construction covered with concrete. Why would you do that? I don't get that. Why would you have a lead... What did it say? A lead roof. Not ceiling, roof. Weird. Okay. That is really weird. So, here's Martin. He was a doctor. I love the way people put stones around his grave. I love it when people do these things. Like, don't just bury your friend, your family member, your loved one, and just leave it. Come back and decorate it. And